Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your weekly reading for April 27th through May 3rd. This week we are moving through Taurus season, so collectively the energy is focused on grounding and stability. It can also be focused on our money, because Taurus highlights the money house, things that we value, our comfort zones, our security, and what we are trying to build that is real and in a lasting way. Now, the biggest energy this week, what we have going on, and it's huge, there's nothing small, nothing to sneeze at, is so we have Scorpio in having a full moon here. Okay, so Scorpio full moon, that happens on May 1st, and Scorpio full moons tend to bring things up from underneath. Brings the truth up to the surface. It can reveal emotions and fears. It highlights those attachments, our own hidden truths, power dynamics, anything that we've been trying to avoid or anything that we've been trying to push down, sweep under the rug, things like that. So this week has a very strong push and pull energy between Taurus and Scorpio. Taurus wants the peace. Scorpio wants that transformation, wants that truth, wants that depth. We all are looking for or looking at where something feels safe, but it may not actually be healthy anymore. And how this ties into you, specifically Gemini. Now, Taurus season is moving through the more private or hidden part of your chart. This is an area connected to rest, solitude, dreams, intuition, closure, healing, even your subconscious mind, and things that you process behind the scenes. So even though Gemini's energy is usually very busy, very curious, very social, mentally active, this week may feel a little bit more internal for you. You may need a little bit more quiet time than usual. You may be processing something that you haven't fully talked about yet, or you may be realizing that your body and your spirit are asking for a little bit of a slower pace, kind of slow things down a little bit. But the Scorpio full moon is lighting things up, and it's lighting things up in your connection to work and health, your routines, your habits, your responsibilities, and your daily life. So this full moon may reveal where your schedule or your workload, your habits, or even your nervous system have been trying to get your attention. And by the way, I forgot to mention this, Gemini, Sun, Rising, and Moon. I don't go to full gamut. You can if you want. Okay. Now, moving forward. This week is where something obvious around burnout, stress, commitment, or taking on too many things, and they kind of add up to a lot. And because your mind can be moved faster than your body, believe me, I got the t-shirt on that one too. Like sometimes I'm typing and my fingers are moving faster than my mind, just saying. But you're trying to keep up with it. And this full moon may be asking what routine, responsibility, or habit needs to change so that you can actually feel a little bit better. I know, I'm feeling your stress at this point. And also, you have Venus moving through Gemini, so there may be attention on you this week. You may feel a little bit more magnetic, more expressive, more aware of what you want. But Venus also brings up questions around self-worth, love, money, attraction, and what you are choosing for yourself. By the end of the week, Mercury moves into Taurus, And that may also slow your thoughts down a little bit. Maybe requiring you to ground your thoughts a bit. Instead of needing the answers immediately, you may start wanting something that feels calm, grounded, real. So Gemini, for your tarot reading, we are going to focus on what truth is being revealed for you right now around your work, your health, your routines, your habits, stress, your emotional well-being, and what are they being guided to release or stabilize under the Scorpio full moon. Okay, so we're going to get to the cards, and we're just going to ask a very simple question. What routine, habit, or hidden stress is Gemini ready to release so they can come back into balance? Okay, so let's get your opening oracle card here. I saw some very interesting energies when I was shuffling. Let's see if anything comes up. Oh, the forgotten are never truly gone. Uh-oh. Let's see where this is going here. So this feels like something from the subconscious, the past, or spiritual background. It's trying to come back into awareness. And with this Taurus season moving through Gemini, hidden 12th house area, this could be an old memory, an old emotion, an old habit. It could be like a dream, a person, a message, or even a pattern that you thought had already moved on. Okay? The Ouija board energy adds this feeling of communication from the unseen. Okay? Not necessarily literal spirit communication, although some viewers may take it that way, take it as it resonates. Okay? Or if it maybe this part of the reading doesn't. But more symbolically, this is something buried trying to spell the letters. It's trying to spell out something. Something that you may have ignored, dismissed, or forgotten, or kind of tucked away until it has to come to the surface. And it's something that is still affecting your present right now. Okay. So this does tie in directly to your astrology for this week, because Taurus season is moving through the hidden part of your chart, the part connected to dreams and solitude, closure, healing, and your subconscious mind. But with that Scorpio full moon that is lighting up your daily routines, your health, your work, your habits, there's something hidden that may be showing up through your body, your schedule, your stress level, or the way you move through your everyday life this week. This feels like one of those messages where the past is not coming back to haunt you just for the sake of it. It's coming back because there's something still asking to be acknowledged, understood, or released. So Gemini, before we pull out the tarot messages, the tarot cards, the message here is what you forgot, buried, avoided, or kind of pushed aside may be still influencing your present. And this week, it may be finally ready to speak clearly. So I'm going to move this up, and I'm going to pull your tarot cards. I'm going to pull 7 cards, and then I will get into your story. I did do some pre-shuffling off camera, so I didn't waste a whole shit ton of time trying to shuffle for you. And I shuffled well, both decks. Okay, let's see what comes up for you. Okay, first card, Justice. Second card, Temperance. And this card wanted to come with it, so I'm pairing these together. So you're going to get a bonus card here. Then we got the Hermit. So this position was meant to have 2 cards, just saying. Then we have the Star card. The Magician. Knight of Pentacles. Caution, caution, caution. And the 3 of Cups. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Let's see what's under the deck. Under the deck, we have the 8 of Pentacles. So right away, I'm getting more either cooperation or a work environment, a work situation, or even symbolizing underneath it all, working on yourself. Okay, Gemini. This is really interesting because even though your Oracle card has this very mysterious energy about it, you know, something from the past coming back, something with that forgotten energy, but not truly gone. The tarot spread itself is actually very balanced, very healing, very constructive, actually. And we're starting with this Justice. Okay, your current energy. So right away, Gemini, this is telling me something is coming into balance, or something needs to be looked at from an honest viewpoint. You being honest with yourself. Justice is truth. Justice is accountability. Justice is that cause and effect. So this may be a week where you realize that certain choices, habits, routines, even stressful patterns have consequences. It is not in a scary way, but in a very clear way. It's like, okay, if I keep carrying this, I keep feeling this, if I keep avoiding this, it keeps showing up someplace else. You feel me here? And that ties perfectly into your Oracle card, because the forgotten, never truly gone, says something may have been pushed into the background, but Justice says it is still part of the storyline. It still matters. It still has to be acknowledged. And now, in the position of what needs to be stable, this is what's interesting. Balancing your workload, the load that you've been carrying. Come on. This is very straightforward. You have to be new to tarot not to recognize this. And the message here is very clear. You need stability in your workload, your stress level, your nervous system, and how much you've been carrying. Temperance is about moderation. And it's about healing, patience, finding that middle path, that middle ground. But the 10 of Wands says that there is too much on your back. Too many responsibilities, too many obligations, too many loose ends, too much of that mental and emotional weight. So this is a big message that balance is not going to happen just by trying harder, pushing. The balance comes from adjusting the load. Temperance is saying, let's restore harmony. But the 10 of Wands is saying, okay, but first we need to admit this is heavy. And Gemini, because of this Scorpio full moon is lighting up your area of work and health habits and daily routines, this feels very literal. I mean, this is in your face. And that's how you roll, Gemini. Give it to me straight, or you give it to somebody else straight. No putsy around. No running around the bush, or beating around the bush. Straight to the point. And the cards are being straight to the point. And I know my Geminis can appreciate that. And so, something in your everyday life needs to be simplified. And you know that. It's obvious. Sometimes you may need to delegate chores and tasks out. Something may need to be released, because if you keep trying to carry everything, your body, your energy, your spirit may start speaking up. Now, the full moon is revealing the Hermit. This is powerful because Taurus season is already moving through the hidden, private part of your chart. Taurus season. And about your comfort zone. The Hermit says you may need some quiet time. You may need some mental space. Space away from the chaos and from everybody else. You may need to pull back from the noise so you can actually hear yourself. Hear your higher self, that voice within. And push aside all the traffic all around you. And this full moon may reveal that you already have the answer deep within, but you haven't had enough stillness to hear it. And with this oracle card here, this could also be something from the past. Something tucked away, something forgotten, or something your inner wisdom has been trying to bring back into your awareness. And the Hermit is not isolation as punishment. It is a very sacred withdrawal. This is when the outside world gets too loud and your soul says, can we go inward for a little bit? For a hot minute. I'm trying to show you something here. And it's like your higher self is like tapping you on the shoulder. Slow down, Gemini. I've got something to say, and you're not hearing me. I'm being drowned out here. So, now what needs to be released here is the Star. Why on earth would you want to release star energy? Here's why. You don't always have to be the star of the show. Let some other people carry some of this load. You carry everything yourself, Gemini, and you need to take a little step back. That's what that's saying. And the Star is usually a very beautiful healing card. This is more also about releasing a fantasy version of healing, or releasing the idea that healing means everything instantly feels better. So if you're a Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It, sometimes you just got to let time do its work also. There's no instant healing. A Band-Aid is not going to fix the problem. And the Gemini that I'm speaking to, you tend to put Band-Aids on things, but they fester. I'm putting a Band-Aid on it. It's going to go away. It's hidden under the Band-Aid. I don't see it. But when that Band-Aid comes on, it's revealed again. You feel me? You see where I'm going with that? And sometimes the Star in this release position can say, let go of waiting for the perfect sign, the perfect rescue, the perfect outcome, or the perfect moment when everything magically falls into place. Healing is here, but it may not look glamorous. It may look like rest. It may look like consistency. It may look like taking one responsibility off your plate. It may look like finally admitting you're tired. This is tired energy. This is exhaustion. And you're the type of person, you keep pushing through. You don't cut yourself a break. I think this week is you needing to kick your feet up and let somebody else do some of the work, carry the load instead of you carrying everything. Now, if you look, this 10 of Wands, and if you look how it mirrors all this, the star is saying the healing is available, but the 10 of Wands says you can't heal while you're carrying everything that wounded or exhausted you in the first place. Then in the money and love and self-worth position, we have the Magician here. Gemini, this is actually very strong because the Magician is Mercury energy. This is your major arcana card. Mercury is your ruling planet. This is about your tools, your skills, your voice, your ability to communicate, create, manifest, problem solve, and turn ideas into reality. So in love, money, self-worth position, this card is saying you have more power than you think. You're not helpless here. I've met very few helpless Geminis, actually. But you have options. You have knowledge. You have skills. You may need to use your voice a little bit, make the call, send that text message, create the plan or what you already know. Or use what you already know, your knowledge here. You're building something. Okay? Let's not forget about this 8 of Pentacles. You're working on something. You've got a plan, but there's something from your past that keeps creeping in. And I feel like whatever this is that you keep putting a Band-Aid on is creating blocks. So you feel like sometimes you're hitting your head against the wall. But that wall is the block. That wall is what needs torn down. That wall is something that you need to finally heal from and get rid of it. Okay? So, now, Justice is sitting right here. I usually put these out in a long row, but for saving space, it's down here. This Magician with Justice, I would say use your power honestly. Don't try to manipulate yourself into carrying more. Gemini, hello? Don't talk yourself out of what you know is true. Don't use your clever Gemini brain to make excuses for something your body already knows is way too much. Now, the healing message in this Knight of Pentacles, this is such good grounding card. After all of this mental and spiritual energy, you know, the healing does not come from rushing. It comes from consistency. One step at a time, one habit at a time, one practical change at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day. It wasn't built overnight. This is slow, steady progress. The Knight of Pentacles says, let's make this manageable. If the 10 of Wands is too much weight, the Knight of Pentacles says, okay, what is one thing we can handle today? Not the whole goddamn mountain. Okay, One manageable thing. And not the next 10 years. Just one practical step. And that is very important for Gemini because your mind gets overwhelmed. It can start running in 12 directions at one time. The Knight of Pentacles brings you back to the ground. This is what is real, what is doable, what the next responsible move is. And your advice outcome is the Three of Cups. I love this because after the Hermit shows for that solitude, the Three of Cups says you are not meant to stay alone forever. This is support, friendship, community, celebration, reconnection. This is that emotional support system and letting safe people back into your space. Not those energy suckers, you know, those energy vampires, no. Your true support system. And this is your true support system coming in on the scene and giving you that support of your decision to take a step back. You may even have some people in your environment trying to push for that for you. And so, Gemini, the message may be take the quiet time that you need. Don't convince yourself that you have to carry everything yourself. There may be people around you who can help and encourage you and celebrate your wins, or simply remind you that life is only responsibility. Yeah, I'm getting tongue-tied. Life is not only about responsibility and stress. And underneath the deck, that's this Eight of Pentacles as what you don't see coming. This is effort, discipline, practice, craft work, skill building, and improvement. So what you don't see coming, maybe that all of this leads to you refining something in your life, a routine, a health habit, a work process, a creative skill, maybe even the way you manage your energy. Don't expect this to happen with a snap of a finger. This is not an overnight transition. This card is showing up here and getting better through repetition. But now, instead of repeating an old pattern unnecessarily, you're learning to repeat something healthier on purpose. And that brings us right back to the forgotten are never truly gone. Something old may be resurfacing this week, but not to trap you. It's coming up so that you can finally understand how it's been affecting your daily life, your stress, your body, your energy. So, Gemini, overall, the message here is something hidden is asking to be acknowledged, but the solution is not panic, avoidance, or carrying more. The solution is balance, harmony, honesty, quiet reflection, taking those practical steps and allowing support where support is available, allowing people to help you. This reading says that you may be realizing that the way forward is not to do more. It may actually be to do less, but do it with intention. Because justice, temperance, and this Knight of Pentacles, there is a very clear message here. Get honest, get balanced, and take the next grounding step. And with that Magician and that Eight of Pentacles, you have the tools, you have the skill, you can fix the routine, rebuild the habit, improve the work, or shift the pattern. But with the Hermit and this Three of Cups together, the key is knowing when to go inward and when to let the right people back in. So Gemini, this week is about listening to what's been quietly trying to speak. Whether that is your body or your dreams, your intuition, your past, or your inner wisdom. It could be a combination of multiples in that list. But then taking that and making practical changes so that some stress pattern does not keep repeating. So Gemini, I hope you found this helpful and useful. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new, please consider subscribing. I love you all. And until next time, love and light.